Okay, so here's a really great Google Sheets tool, especially if you ever need to do any calculations where you're summing or averaging or counting or what have you. Because often you would need to reference cells by things like sheet name, column, and row, and that can be really tedious. So what we're going to explore is called named ranges. And I think the best way to explain it is to show you it. So what I want to do is I want to highlight, in this case, all of these stipends. So I'm going to highlight them all. I don't want to include the word stipend. So I'm going to start with the second row. I'm going to press Shift, Command, down. That's going to highlight the entire row. So I2 on the top, right? I2 all the way down to I123. And what I'm going to do now that they're highlighted is I'm going to click on Data and Named Ranges. Now by highlighting it, it's automatically populated into this range. Attendance is the name of the sheet, and these were the range I2 to I23. And now we need to give this range a name. You cannot have any spaces in the name. So you can have multiple words, but they'd all have to be condensed. But I'm just going to call this stipends. Great, so it's called stipends, so be it. I'm going to add a few more ranges, and I'll show you why this is going to be really helpful. If I want to click and drag to select a new range, I can click on this little icon. And let's go ahead and click some names. In this case, we'll click on the hours. And you see that as I was doing it, it was auto-populating here. And I'm going to name this range hours. Great, so that was our second range. Anytime I want to do it, I can add a range. I actually like to do it by instead going ahead and highlighting all the things, data, name ranges, emails, done. I want to do divisions, division, highlight them all. Okay, so I've got these named ranges. So what? Let's head over to the Basic Calculations tab, and I'll show you why this can be so particularly helpful. So in this case, imagine I wanted to find the total stipends. Without the name ranges, this is how you'd have to do it. Anytime you want to use a formula, you're going to click on the cell itself. We'll press equals. We're going to type the formula, in this case, sum, S-U-M, and it's going to say, hey, what are the values you want to sum up? Now, as of now, without a named range, I'd have to go over to attendance. You can still see that I'm doing the sum, and I have to click. Oops, look at that. Did I mess that up? I totally messed it all up already, right? This is kind of like a pain in the tush. Let's try it again. So where do I want to do it? I want to do attendance, and I want to click and drag on these stipends. Oh, and I didn't even get the top of it, right? It's just a huge pain in the tush here. I2 through I, oh my God. Oof, I123. I'll press enter, and it will total up all the stipends that I did. Great. You know, there I clicked and dragged. I could have used some nice sheet knowledge to type in the name of the sheet itself and the range. Ugh. But what I can do instead is, I'm going to delete this. Remember that number, 11,087.50 cents. Is I'm going to instead do equals sum, and I'm just going to type in the name of my named range, stipends. And watch, it auto predicts whether you want to do a named range. And the second I type it in completely with that S, do you see how it changed colors? That means, aha, it recognizes that as a range. Close my parentheses, enter, got the same exact result. How nice is that? Okay. So now if I want to find the, I don't know, average hours that anyone did on a particular session, okay, equals average, and I'm going to now type in hours. So on average, people spend 3.63 hours on each session. I will make a note that this appeared to automatically format to currency amount. You can always press format, number, and then choose what you want. So in this case, currency, to make things like that. Here, I don't want all of those decimals, so I'm going to go ahead and press this button to round it, in this case, to the 100th of an hour.